Hi everybody, Mischa here with Word of the Day. I am so happy to be back with you. I've been on vacation for a few weeks and give me a little bit of time to catch up on all the notes, the little messages and the comments that you made while I was gone. But I'm back with Word of the Day, and there it is. Urbane. What does this adjective urbane mean? Well, it refers to the way a person speaks, especially socially and interacting with other individuals. This is a word that is used to describe statesmen and ambassadors and people who are just slick and smooth in social situations. These days, it can be sometimes people can be called urbane even when they don't speak very much by their mere appearance of being just very, very sophisticated and suave. All right, so where does it come from? It comes from Latin meaning citified, as in the city being Rome. And the Romans were just saying, hey, you know what? I'm from Rome. I'm not some country bumpkin. I am sophisticated and civil. I know how to talk. All right, when it comes into English in 1533, it comes in kind of an interesting way. It's a translation. The translator is John Belladin, and he translated a book from Latin to English. It was a history of the people of Scotland. Now, the original was written by another Scot, Hector Boyce, but when he wrote it about 10 years earlier than this translation, he wrote it in Latin. And as many of you know, this Latin was the lingua franca of Europe at the time. If you were writing something like a dictionary or any kind of academic anything, you would write it in Latin. So this translation by another Scot, Belladin, into English is very, very important. It signals many things. The rise of English prose. It's on the way at this point in this context. And what's interesting, and I've read about this a bit, there are many English scholars who would maintain that at this time, the Scots handled English better than the English did. The English might not like that, but they're the ones who said it, okay? So how do we use this word urbane today? How about this? I have lived, seriously, I've lived through 16 presidencies, and I'm trying to survive the 17th. And of all the presidents that I have experienced, no one is as urbane as Barack Obama. Not even Jack Kennedy. Barack Obama can tell you to get stuffed and make it sound like flowers. Okay, or how about this? And this speaks to the addition of the overall appearance of urbanity. That's the noun. For my money, the most urbane guy on TV is the Dos Equis guy, the most interesting guy in the world. And all he says is, what does he say? Stay thirsty. That's all he says. That's all he's got to say. Okay, and finally, this is my another, I guess, personal urbane of mine. One of my favorite old-timey actors is Cary Grant. The embodiment of suave, sophisticated, and urbane. The way he speaks, the way he dresses, the way he carries himself. A reporter once asked him, how does it feel that most of the men in America would like to be Cary Grant? Cary Grant said, I don't blame him. I'd like to be Cary Grant. Because in fact, Archie Leach, a lowly Cockney acrobat in a circus, created Cary Grant as his persona. Okay, now speaking of old-timey actors, let's say you want to do a little reading about those guys. You might want to buy a book like this, right? This is Silent Stars by Bassinger, and it's a fantastic book if you like this subject, which of course I do. And if you're going to buy a book like that, don't go to the big boys. Let's support independent booksellers by clicking above or below and going to bookshop.org/shop/word of the day. And I'm very happy to say I will see you very, very soon. Okay, bye-bye. Ooh, there goes Looney.